Kia ora, I'm Anita Wreford. I'm a professor in the Environment, Society and Design faculty here at Lincoln University, and my area of research is in adaptation to climate change. So I've chosen this painting by William Sutton to talk about. It's one of a series called the Plantation Series that he painted in the 1980s, and he really started painting these to express his disapproval and unhappiness with the wide-scale planting of exotic pine forests across Canterbury, Pinus radiata. And he started doing this, I guess, as a protest, and then he became really interested in the art and the patterns that it was generating. And I really love this painting for the contrast between the dark, almost black of the forests contrasted with the light of the hills, and then the plains, the golden colour of the Canterbury plains, and the sky. I'm from Canterbury, and so it really resonates with me. This is a really interesting painting from my perspective because 30 years on, the role of forestry in the landscape is still really important and actually quite contentious. As I said, I work in the area of climate change and its relationship with the land. And forestry is seen currently as playing a really important role in Aotearoa New Zealand's approach to meeting its climate change targets domestically and under the Paris Agreement. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and so the more trees we have, then it sort of balances out what we emit from our other land uses like agriculture, as well as things like transport and burning fossil fuels. So trees play a really important role in how we're going to overall reduce our emissions. But there's a lot of debate about their impact on the environment, on society, and on kind of traditional land uses, or what have become traditional land uses in New Zealand. So over the past few years, we've seen the devastating impact that the slash from harvesting forestry has caused on our rivers and our coastlines, our communities, particularly up on the East Cape in the Waiapu and Te Whare Wānaka, as well as the impact on soil erosion. And then there are effects, people are concerned about the effects on communities. If there's wide-scale planting of forests, then more people move out of the area and the schools close, and that has a knock-on effect on the local economy and the community. Now, William Sutton was particularly concerned about the aesthetic effect of the plantations on the landscape, on how it changed what it looked like. In the 1990s, a lot of these forests were then actually removed for dairy production, and now we're seeing a lot more interest in diversifying both within and outside of dairy production to include more horticulture and different types of crops. So I think it's interesting to reflect on this painting as being a snapshot in the time that William Sutton was painting. And I think it allows us to, well, what I love about art is that it allows us to reflect on what we value and how that sits within what's happening in society at the time, and maybe also to reflect back in the past and see what the concerns were at the time and how they relate to our current situation, and perhaps also into the future. And I also think that this is just a really striking piece of art that Lincoln University should be very proud to have, and it's very appropriate, being a land-based university, to have this special piece of art about reflecting land use and land use change in Aotearoa New Zealand.